Hey guys, Chomsky here. Yeah, it's been about a month since I got Losan last time, and he is in the portal. Uh, so if you are the lucky ones at 2% getting a Losan and you're just like, hey, this guy seems rad, kind of clunky. Um, I don't mind sharing what I got. Got him in a Swift Parry and in Supersonic. And really, the Supersonic is really there just for the four piece here. I want him to cut in as much as he can. You know, um, really think it's rad. And I have him in Swift Parry just this way he could be annoying. Really, that's it. Just want him to be super annoying. So got him in five pieces, so that's 10% more speed, which is I want a decent amount of speed, but you do want to be careful with this and you do want to situate your teams appropriately. So let's get into arena here, which is really where I use them the most. Don't want to take on the simple teams necessarily. Um, we could try this. I have him in a Night Rev team. I want to bust out that utility that he has. So the more Night Revs on the team with him, the better. So I got Crixia going pretty fast, and I just want her. I don't have a decreased defense out here, so I at least want them to be a blank canvas. I put on the shields this way I get that speed boost from Narcisse. Basically does some damage there. And then the real big fun of this is we don't see it here because there's no one with stone skin, but the equalizer happens through stone skin as well. And I think that's really rad. So this is going to be a clean sweep um, because his AO, like he's got that A3 that can be an AoE. Um, let me try to say that again. He's got that A3 that can be an AoE. Uh, you know, so um, it's with the two Night Rev on the same team that if they have less than 30%, he's going to be hitting again, and it's going to be either a strong hit or a normal hit or a weak hit, but it's not going to be a critical. But that's fine. It's an additional hit. I dig it. I like it. And if they hit him before, it does 100% more damage, which does happen a fair amount. With that taunt that kicks in. This was a champ that I pulled, um, legit a month ago, and took him up at the next CVC. Was really excited for him just because of this, and I think I know that Plarium uh, tweaked this just a little bit because of him and Hydra. So, it used to be that he would have his own turn meter bump up as well. So there was a high propensity of him having extra turns and just really kind of made him cracked. But now that they took it down, I think he's still good, you know, but he's not OP, but he's definitely a fun champ to have. Um, that this one's really rad. Basically, if you bust out multi hitters against them, then it really, you know, that's his weak spot. But from a single hit, then he gets a block damage on him. Yeah, I like that. And again, the more night revs with him, the better. That instant turn, even though it's a fifth of the time potentially, it procs a lot, and it gets this going down even faster. So you're gonna cycle through your skills so fast. I have them in a defense and then a support build. I really wanted him to soak up as much damage as he can. Additionally, with you know, with with that passive, I think it's really snazzy. I dig him. He's going to be built with a lot of defense because he's defense based. Have him with the Dragonstone, which is one of my favorite relics. You know, just I want him to have as much defense as possible. I want him to live as much as possible too. So the Swift Parry, when that procs, and then hopefully I can equalize all my health again. Like, just brings him back. He's definitely a hard nuisance. And when we think about the teams that he could go on, you know, with Narces and Ancora, that works. I just did something about Giath. That could also work. I think there's a lot of champs that can be out there that he can work well with. You know, we got Hatter out there. Um, we got Blade Master, who I never remember as a potential champ to work with. We can make a super annoying combo with Eric's as well. If you want to get all fun, you could have Gleeful on the same team. Solus does the provokes, and he does hit hard. So there's a whole lot out there. But I like having Crixia on the team because I want that clean sweep. I want that blank canvas, and really, I don't have anybody else that can do that. Um, Hatter, Hatter's fun because that hacks and that weaken, so that's really rad. Um, and you could have the true fear out there, like from Hatter to really help him out. But by himself, I think he's really good. I don't I don't see any. I was gonna say I don't really see any fault in bringing him in any content. You know, um, he could be useful in Hydra now. I think there's elements there. Um, that equalize the turn meter. I think that's really great. I just really, it just depends about the team composition that you have. So I mean, congrats. One of my favorites in Arena. I'll tell you that. I have him with temporal chains. Uh, again, just to decrease their speed and for us to go in. And he's only 2-star, so it's not really the biggest thing. But I would love to have 6-star, and who knows, maybe tomorrow I'll get it with the Soulstone stuff. But I think he's really good. Um, for him to be by himself, it gets kind of tricky because then he doesn't get the instant turn, and then he doesn't get the true fear. But I think I I think he's really really good. So congratulations, you got him. I absolutely like him a lot. I think since I got him, he's been cemented in my arena teams for sure, and I don't mind playing some more. Because I have the stuff. Commitus is always one of those champs that I get really annoyed with. So let's see how this works out. So he does have Stone Skin and he's already down, which is really rad. And I'm locked out, so I can't metamorph, and that's okay. This is definitely gonna hurt. So he does strip, and I mean it's part of the fun stuff, right? Like I don't have him built out with a lot of accuracy, and I'm gonna get smoked here. Maybe not. Definitely thought I was gonna get smoked. Luckily, Ancora with the cleanse really helped out there. True Fear came out there. But as we're seeing, just kind of a jag, man. I hmm, I was hopeful that I was going to get that out, but Weekend came out and I lost, and that sucks. Um, we're gonna continue on, right? Not the end of the world. And unfortunately, I don't have the greatest speed on my Crixia. Um, it's just good enough. So decreasing their turn meter, bumping up ours, and this is where the team composition comes into handy. Because I would love to have my my Narcisse go again, my damage dealer, uh, but I don't have them set up like that. So that's unfortunate because in practice it doesn't go through because that instant turn from time to time. But if we were to look at it, like I have my Narcisse at 281, and I have him at just 4 less at 278. And sometimes he goes before Narcisse because of that instant turn. Sometimes he doesn't. It's really at that whim, and that's fine. But ideally, I would have Narcisse go before him, and then I have um, Losan pull him back up to do his, and we'll see it here. So he came back with like what 90% turn meter, and hopefully ready to go again. I could transform, to which I will. And then just get his big AoE hit out again. Like really snazzy. That's going to be a pain, but let's try it out. Committus is my wow. Okay, he's my number one most hated champ by far. So he's got Stone Skin. Still goes down just a little bit. That's because I haven't done any damage to anyone. You know, and that's why we kind of want to supplement everything. And that wasn't a big hit by Narcisse. So let's see if I could strip that away. I can't. I don't. There is the block damage with the taunt. If he was slower, that'd have been really rad. That didn't work out. But we're seeing the utility of him. This isn't a Narcisse show. This is really the utility show. So there we go. Beautiful. Single target turned into an AoE because they had less than 30% health. Like it's rad. So we'll do one last one. Just again, having the night revs that work with them, really good. And I mean, he does hit, but he's not really that big of a hitter. He's not Marla Hooch. Um, think about more support with him, and you got it. But he's a single target hitter for the most part. So, uh, and then the last one for good measure. But I mean, he does have that capability. I think he's really, really solid. So, I mean, congratulations, really. Really good champ. Just make sure you don't get into a team with a lot of, double hitters or triple hitters, because we want that to go through. The that passive of single targets go, single target hit, and he gets a block damage. So we're gonna equalize, bring out their health and turn meter down a little bit, but they were really high up to begin with, so that's fine. But yeah, there we go. Really good champ, really big fan. I wouldn't put him as S tier. I mean, I would maybe put him down as maybe an A, a very low A, because I see him in arena as that. Chimera would be rough. I mean, you're only going to do that if you have a lot of night revs on the team, but even then, I don't necessarily see it. Um, Hydra's a stretch. You know, clan boss may be a potential there, um, but not really. I, I I think this is solid ratings for him. Um, they don't have a fun rating on him, but I would definitely put him high in the fun. If you're gonna be manualing things, he's definitely a fun champ. But yeah, this video has gone on way too long. I wanted it to be 5 minutes. It's now three times over. But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Drop me a like. Would love to hear back from you. Take care.